So yes, Allah says in the Quran that Fir'aun would divide the people and set them against one another, divide and conquer. Yeah, it's very important. Allah says in the Quran, makes very, it's recited right now, وَاعْتَصِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا. Join together, don't leave, because you don't be divided. If you divide, فَتَفْشَلُوا, you'll be failures, you'll fail. فَتَذْهَبَ رِيحُكُمْ. It's everywhere, it's everywhere. That's why when the Ansar and the Muhajirin, Aus and Khazraj began to, they were speaking, they were joking, they were in the masjid talking, and one of the Jewish Madanis walked past and reminded one of the tribesmen, you're laughing with this, do you remember what he did to you last time, your family and your tribe? He reminded them of the past problems. And that triggered amongst the Ansar and Aus and Khazraj a battle of words. In the masjid, they began to go at it. The Prophet ﷺ told them to leave this disgusting, filthy asabiyah. That's what destroys the communities. You want to create a division amongst Muslims, remind them of the differences. You belong to this tribe, or you belong to this part. They belong to that part. You're Bengali, he's Pakistani. You cause problems, they begin to discuss about politics. Before you know it, they hate each other. That's the work of shaitan. Yeah. Remind them of these differences. Oh, you're from the West Bank. They're from the East Bank. What they did to you in the Black September. What they did to you. You caused division and hatred. And now these two parties are within control. You can control them both. They'll fight each other and you control them from distance. Yeah. We need to think beyond that. Think of the bigger picture. This is my Muslim brother.
Why is this nationalism not causing problems for Western countries? They seem very much, content with their nation state and all this, but we are constantly fighting.
تَحْسَبُهُمْ جَمِيعًا وَقُلُوبُهُمْ شَتَّى. You think, yes, their hearts are divided. But here's the thing we have to admire and we have to learn from them. Even if you hate each other to the extent that you can't even stand one another, in public, at least give us the facade of unification. Yeah? Allah says, تَحْسَبُهُمْ, you perceive them in the apparent, جَمِيعًا, they're together. وَقُلُوبُهُمْ شَتَّى, but inside they're different. At the very least, it's okay we disagree. We don't like this group, that's okay, no problem, it's natural. At the very least, please, work for a public image of unity. Hate each other as much as you like. But at the very least, as they say, parents should not argue in front of children. Why? You cause great damage in those children. They become dysfunctional as adults. If you're going to argue about nationality, at least do it in a way that the wider world does not get to see the division amongst the Muslims and gets to devour the Muslims as a result of that. When Sayyidina Muawiyah was fighting, was confronting Sayyidina Ali, the Byzantine emperors and generals tried to get into an alliance with Muawiyah. What did he tell them?
He said, I will team up with Ali and I'll destroy you.
Exactly. Don't come to me with this divisiveness. He's still my brother. And I will sooner side with him to destroy you than for you to side with me to destroy him. Today, if somebody said, hey, America's going to be on your side to destroy the other Muslim, hey, Bismillah, tafaddal, let's go. Let's go. So, it's not that they are united, it's that they are able to at least give the facade on the face that they're united. And that has power. It's powerful. It's powerful.
The whole situation of Palestine, if it can teach anything for us, that you have to be politically united to face off the dangers that actually present today. And if somebody cannot even wrap their minds around this whole concept of political unity, and which is actually an obligation from the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if they cannot wrap their mind around it, then obviously we don't even understand the history, we don't even understand the current affairs, we don't even understand Islam. I think we saw this inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un at that point, that they don't seem to be actually computing at all, at any level, essentially.
That's a very nice way of putting it, but there are some people who know exactly, but they do it on purpose to divide the Muslims. There's a sinister element of it as well. People who know exactly the impact of that at this time, and they do it on purpose to divide the Muslims. We have our own agents. Yeah, I'm saying the same thing. There are Muslims who on purpose divide Muslims at times like these to keep us distracted. Don't think that it's just because they have no. There are some people on purpose whose mission is to be divisive amongst Muslims, especially now when we have problems of unification and we need unification. We have these issues. I'm not saying that we should side with Iran, in case you want to misdirect my words, but what I'm saying is, generally speaking, the concept of unification on political terms, whatever it is, we don't have that. That's what we're missing. We don't have that. We're intolerant to one another. We're not tolerant at all. And our disputes are public. It's not even private. It's public. Everybody knows. America knows. The Jews know in Israel. Everybody knows they don't get along. So with that kind of dynamic, it's easy to buy one over the other, to set one over the other. You don't have a unification. As Allah says in the Quran, 𝗲𝙗𝙗𝙬𝙗 وَتَفْشَلُوا. You do that, you divide, your momentum or the wind in your sail will be gone. You can't go anywhere and you will be a failure. You will fail. We're failing because of that right now. Yeah, we're so intolerant to one another. It's unbelievable. Even for public, basic things, we're so intolerant.
Like even if we look at it, Salahuddin Ayyubi is like still basically has his loyalty toward Abbasi after he did all of this, in like basically actually in face value.
Yeah, exactly. And not only Salahuddin, good example. You had Yusuf ibn Tashfin. You also had the Seljuks. You had so I'm just recalling the names. Alp Arslan. You had the Mamluks. All of these sultanates and emirates and whatever they call themselves, on the surface, they maintain the facade of we have one Khalifa. On the surface, because it has a power. Even though they were fighting each other and they were undermining the Khalifa himself, they still projected the image that we are under one Khalifa in Baghdad. We don't have that today, do we? We can hardly even stomach the idea that you and the next door neighboring country can be together on anything. We can hardly stomach that. Yeah. So we are going to fail until we learn the lesson, inshallah. So we just ended that ayah. Wonderful. And Sayyidina Musa comes back and he sees Banu Israel committing shirk, literally shirk. And he grabs his elder brother, because Sayyidina Harun is older than Sayyidina Musa. Some people don't realize he's older. He took his older brother, he grabbed him, and his brother said to him, لا تأخذ بلحيتي ولا برأسي. Don't grab me by my beard and by my head, oh my brother, يا ابن أمي. إني خشيت أن تقول فرقت بين بنو إسرائيل. The reason why, Sayyidina Musa says to him, why did you disobey my command? Why did you disobey my command? Sayyidina Harun is a prophet, supposed to guide his people, right? He's an alim, he's a prophet, to guide his people. So when Sayyidina Musa comes back down from the mountain, people are misguided. So he grabs his brother, says, why did you disobey me? He says, لا تأخذ برأسي ولا بلحيتي يا ابن أمة. Oh my father, son of my mother, don't deal with me this way, harshly. إني خشيت, I was afraid, أن تقول, that you will say, فرقت بني إسرائيل, you have divided Banu Israel. Pay attention here. They are worshipping literally a cow. They're committing shirk, billah, while there's a prophet amongst them. And Sayyidina Harun is thinking, at this instant, what's the greater purpose? What is the greater danger here? Is it to stop them committing shirk in this instance, or to keep them united? He chose unification at that point. He said, I prefer to keep them united than to divide them in this moment. Yeah? Unity, even in that extreme example, was important enough for Sayyidina Harun to decide that's the better option to go for. Even though they're misguided, let's keep the unity in Banu Israel. In terms of division, in terms of crises and major problems, only fools and shayateen cause divisions amongst the ummah. Only somebody is a fool, or somebody actually wants to divide the ummah on purpose. At the time when there's crises and problems, they divide the people. Yeah, you should be uniting people. It's a time of unification. Somebody says, yeah, but that's a matter of politics. No, the matter of Aqidah is more important. Tawheed is being violated here. Literally being violated here. There is a messenger a prophet amongst them. What can be more urgent than that situation there? But even then he says, let's make sure people are united. And when he said that, Musa did not say to him, you made the wrong error, the wrong ijtihad. Sayyidina Musa does not censure him for that explanation. He accepts it. He didn't say that's the wrong interpretation, Harun, you should have done something. He accepts it. He turns to Allah and says, أَتُهْلِكُنَا بِمَا فَعَلَ السُّفَهَاءُ مِنَّا. Subhanallah. Are you going to punish us, Ya Allah, for what the fools have done amongst us? In the Ummah, we have 2 billion people. We have some fools amongst us. And if they are not held and educated and directed, the entire ship sinks, as Rasul Sallallahu says. People at the bottom of the ship, drill a hole at the bottom, all of you will sink. Yeah? Which is why it's important, again, you get the knowledge, you understand things, you need to help people who don't understand. Because they will sink the ship. Yeah? And all of us will suffer. So unification is important. You find people saying, no, we don't unite. We shouldn't unite. Is your situation worse than Banu Israel at that time? Is it worse? In terms of your dunya, perhaps you could say in the dunya, yes, it's worse because we're suffering, we're dying. Yes, fine. But the ultimate, the bigger picture, to end up in Jahannam forever and ever and ever for committing shirk, the entire ummah. And still Harun is saying, alayhi salam, I want to unify these people. Let me not do anything at this moment that will divide them. And said, now Musa, although he was angry, he was happy to hear that answer. He didn't correct him. In fact, he made dua for him. Oh Allah, forgive me and my brother. Enter us into your mercy. There's so much wisdom in the Quran. If only we want to go back to that for our solutions, we'll be okay. Yeah, but instead we do the opposite. We divide. At this moment, we want to divide the ummah. And insist we have to divide. We can't unite with these people. These are the sufaha'u minna. These are the sufaha'u minna.